Good evening, everybody. So we're here back again for Salt Live, and I'm just going to see if I can invite our special guest for this evening. And it's her first time on Insta Live, so we better not be late 'cause she'll be starting to panic. Where is she? Bear with me a minute. Let's just try and add her. And we can't find her. We're just going to try, and for some reason I can't add her. I'm just going to have to, let's just try and see if we can add her another way. For some reason she's just, hello, we've got a few people joining us already. Wonder, here we go. Here she is. That's Lisa Ann joining us this evening. Hello. We've just had a wave. Just waiting for hello. Fantastic. It works.
Hi, Charlotte. All right.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm going to be dodging the sun as it rotates around my kitchen this evening. It's going to keep slotting across.
Yeah, I think my camera's got a bit dodged, but I'm really sorry. It's because I broke my phone.
No, it's not a problem at all. Not a problem. Well, welcome to another Salt Live. We've had a couple of weeks off. We try to do this each week, and I know it's your first time doing an Instagram Live, so don't be nervous. It's just a chat with me. And it's so lovely to have you here. We've already got 15 people watching. It's brilliant, and we've got more people joining us, which is fab. So some people will know you, but then other people will be quite new to what you do and who you are. So can you introduce yourself, please?
So my name's Lisa Ann McNally. I've been teaching, oh God, for a long time now, quite a while. Took over a Cornwall Dance School. It's actually 10 years next year, so it'll be our 10th anniversary next year.
Fantastic.
Thank you. And we grew. So we started with a very few students in a kind of small village hall type place. And the school has grown and grown, and now we've got up to 200 students running through the school each week. And we run classes in Truro and Falmouth predominantly. And then we've got classes that run in Bramall School in St Stephen's, and also in Helston, but at the moment they're stopped because of COVID. So yeah, we've branched out quite a lot, and the school's grown. And then I took on LA Studios 5 years ago now, and we rebuilt the place because it was trashed. It had been left for 10 years, so we had to rip walls down, carry bricks up and downstairs and things like that. And now we've got this beautiful studio space that we use in Truro. So it's all very exciting.
Very exciting. How long have you been in LA Studios now?
So it'll be our 2016. So it will be our 5th year this year in September.
Where's that time gone? That's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
It is crazy.
Wow, that's wonderful. So it's fascinating, really. It's amazing how you've built it up, and just all of a sudden LA Studios, I know, appeared, and we thought, who are these people? But just immediately you just kind of, not just, you work with such a broad demographic of people taking part in the dance classes, but also you embrace the community. And that's what I really love about what you do is, you've taken part in St Piran's Day, and you help with the late night shopping in Truro. So, that's so important as well for the young people. It's not just about being on stage as well. It's anywhere can be a platform to perform.
Yeah. I'm lucky enough to work with quite a few of the local schools. And we also teach the BTEC at Swamp Circus, and obviously our own school as well. So I'm very lucky that I get to kind of meet lots of different dance students from all different types of places. So yeah.
Amazing. So have you always been a dancer?
Well, this is kind of a good question. I'm a bit of a jumping bean. I'm one of those sort of people that gets bored really easily and likes to move from one thing to the next. So when I was younger, I danced lots, and my mum sent me to dance lessons. She was one of those like pushy mums. No, you go in, sort of thing. And I think I got to the point where I kind of went and pushed back. I had a scholarship in London, and my teachers were pushing me, my mum was pushing me, and it just got to the point where, I mean, I was in a class with older students, older than me, and they didn't like that, and I just got to the point where I wasn't enjoying it. And I just went, whoa, stop this, and went down the acting route and wanted to go up and do acting auditions, which is when I hit the model side of it. So I went up to London for acting auditions, and then got hooked out for modelling jobs, and I went into the modelling side when I was younger, and then looped right back round. Retrained as a teacher in street dance freestyle, and got my ballet qualifications as well, and then started teaching for schools. Yeah, I was teaching for loads down here, and then got offered the school, as I say, 10 years ago now, with, you know, a very, very small amount of students, but a great name, and I ran with it. I took it and ran with it, and I was 22 when I was offered the school, so I was very young. And it's just grown and kind of got bigger than what I ever anticipated, and it's been a dream, really, watching everything grow and seeing the kids grow, and what I try to do now is take away that whole pressure, and you must do well, and you have to do this, and that's when I was younger. I pushed away from dance because of that, and we try to really encourage that positive vibe and positive reinforcement, and not, you know, if they want to be pushed, then we'll push them, but in like a encouraging way, rather than it being, you must do this. Like I never wanted that. So that's kind of what we do here.
Yeah,
so
it can be very competitive, can't it? And I remember because I studied jazz dance and ballet, and I got to the point where I just thought, I'm not interested. I can't do it every single day. And I'm just not competitive, and I just didn't fit into that clique, so to speak. And so didn't really continue. But I loved it for what it was, and it gave me great time to just kind of switch off, especially from studies. I was doing ballet when I was 17, 18, and it was brilliant to go alongside A-levels, because I just kind of went, okay, no more homework, go and do some ballet, and it was just so calming. And, it just levels your head in some way.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I had when I was a lot younger, I didn't have kind of I don't want to say the best of it. I just didn't really have a very good childhood, and I definitely used dance to get away from that, to have that space, that headspace to just let go.
Brilliant. That's so cool. So was there a kind of inspiring moment that kind of ignited your passion for dance and made you want to go back to it, or was there an experience or somebody that kind of gave you the courage? Or it was kind of, partly my mum, and then another lady called Steph Johnson asked me to come down and do a little bit of dance for her, and I just kind of started dipping back into it, and the more I dipped into it, the more I enjoyed it, and I got to the point where I just wanted to come back and do it again, and started retraining and going up to London again to do that. I knew that modelling wouldn't last forever. I think that's the big thing. You know, modelling does not last forever. No. So I had it in my head that I needed to, you know, go big or go home and really go for it. And so I got to the training, I did the retraining and started again, basically. And brilliant. Yeah, and here I am. The rest is history. What will be the next thing, though? We'll speak to you in 10 years' time, like, oh yeah, I've just set up this other initiative.
Yeah.
So, moving on, have you got any exciting plans for the future? Just kind of fitting from what we've just been talking about. Is there anything, have you got any ideas?
Yeah.
Share?
My lips are sealed a little bit. We have a big project kind of coming in next year, which is very exciting, and linked to higher education here for the kids, which is really, really exciting. But we're kind of talking a year down the line. Otherwise, just waiting for everything to reopen and for COVID to go away, so that we can start going back to competitions and doing our shows again.
But you're back in the studio, which is amazing. And this week and last week must have been like,
Oh, it's brilliant. And I feel like everyone's easing up a little bit now. Everyone's kind of, I think the first few lockdowns and coming back from those, people were still a little bit like, you know, didn't want to come back just in case and things like that. But I feel like this time everyone's like, just go for it. Let's go live for a bit. And I think that's where everyone's at now. Everyone's kind of feeling just getting out and enjoying themselves again.
And have you got any new people signing up who didn't used to participate in your classes, who've suddenly gone, I need to go and do something for myself, or I need to socialise, or...
We were really fortunate in that we ran our online sessions, and on our online sessions we had loads of new students sign up there, and then they've come back to sessions now that we've had new students sign up online, and then when we've come back now, loads of kids coming in and just wanting to go for it, and lots of fun. Oh, my kid wants to dance, come on, let's get them in. And yeah, it's been brilliant. We've actually the majority of our classes are full right now, so it's been a bit of, you know, you go from worrying about all of it and your business and, you know, letting everyone down and things, but now it's just, I've come back and it's been a really positive couple of weeks and everybody's buzzing, which is really lovely to see. So,
which must be really nerve-wracking as well, because I remember speaking to you just as we were due to return after the first lockdown. It was just that dread and fear of, how, you know, are we ready for this? Are people going to come back? Will people feel safe and comfortable? So no, that's brilliant. I think. I think unfortunately it's becoming the norm, isn't it? So we're just we're creating this kind of coping mechanism, aren't we?
Yeah, so. I think I just, in my head, I just thought, you know, if everything fails at the end of the day, you know, it's not down to me, it's down to this horrible thing that's happening to everybody in the world. And that's the way I just try to look at it. Like, I was getting extra time with my little boy, who's almost 3 now. And yeah, just tried to push everything else, all that worry out of the way, and just focus on my little boy and spending time with him. So,
which is important as well, really important. So we've kind of touched on it, but so can anyone? It's a bit. I quite often ask, you know, can anyone draw? But can anyone be a dancer?
Yes.
In some way.
Yes. Yeah. Everyone can move their body. Like, it's not impossible. And don't tell me that anyone who goes into a club doesn't even just tap a toe or bend a knee.
Yeah, true.
You know, everybody has a little bit of a boogie sometimes. So yeah, 100%. Even if they've not got a rhythm, you can move around and just have a little bit of a groove. So yeah, everyone can dance.
And as you say, it's not competitive, so it doesn't matter really. Just, you know, just move how you feel that you should move and just enjoy it.
Yeah, 100%. Even if you're just down the beach or just in your shower or whatever you're doing, just have a little boogie and it just makes you feel good. How do you think that dancing and singing when you're feeling down just makes you feel so much better?
Absolutely.
And nobody can deny it. If you're having a down day and you put one of those, you know, like sing it out songs on and you let it all go, you feel so much better afterwards.
You're going to have to try it later. So is there a type of dance that you would say is a really good icebreaker with maybe a group that would never consider themselves to dance? So, you know, salsa, or I'm guessing ballet's probably not, but you never know. Not. I don't know. But
although you know. I used to teach at the naval base before COVID. I taught up at the naval base in Coldrose. And we taught the soldiers, the naval, I'm not sure what they're called. The soldiers? Are they soldiers? Naval
officers, maybe?
I taught those guys ballet. Can you imagine? They're like huge. And I had like a group of 30 naval, you know, army, all doing pliés and and pirouettes, and I was getting them to lift each other up and they were loving it. Yeah, it was great.
But I've actually, that's interesting, because I recently heard I was speaking to a cricketer that played for England, and he said that he used to attend ballet because it taught him discipline and posture and poise, and he said it was incredible, absolutely incredible. So it just
was the detail. I think it's the detail, and you've got so many things to think of when you're doing, even if it's just a plie in first position, you've got so many things, different things that you've got to think about. That discipline and being able to think about all those different things and keep everything in place is something that, you know, like rugby players don't do. They just throw each other at each other, and they've got a technique, but they don't, you know, fine details unless they're an incredible manager. They don't look at. So yeah, it's good to drill the ballet with the with the bigger guys.
I actually remember one of my closest friends at secondary school. She had done ballet all her life, and no word of a lie, didn't matter what she did, she had the ballet hands, and it didn't, she couldn't help herself. And even when we did jazz dance, like, come on Anna, put some attitude into it, and she had these dainty little ballet hands. And you know, those people who know ballet know the hand grip, but it just, and I can do it when my hands are relaxed, but she just immediately just came, it was like second nature. And I would love to know if she still does it now, because it just, you knew they were Anna's hands, the ballerina. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So have you learned anything from lockdown? Obviously you said that you had lovely time spent with your son and your family. Is there anything, what have you learned from lockdown, and is there anything that you would, you know, a bit of a life lesson or something that you'll take forward, or something that you've thought, you know what, actually that I'm going to do more of this? Or
yes, I've been doing a few things. So I've been doing a couple of courses, and one of them's in business and leadership business and manager. I can't remember the title of it now, but business. And I love business. I had no idea how much I loved business until I did this course, and I was like, I get this, I understand this, I really love it. And I did it. Yeah, I think because I've never, you know, you don't have the education in that when you take it. I was a dance teacher at the end of the day. So I've never run a business until I guess I was 22 when I took over.
Yeah.
But I've learned so much over the past 10 years. I had no idea I was quite good at it. So I'd love to do more of that. But I think my biggest lesson has been that I throw myself like at everything I do. So I do a lot. Like I had no idea until that first lockdown, that March the 18th, I think it was, when we went down completely. I cleaned the house for like a week. I just non-stopped cleaning the house, and Darren was like, you need to calm down. And I had no idea that I'd been doing so much, like constant all the time, you know, admin, dance teaching, going off here, going off there, that I got to a point where I know that I was doing way too much. And I just think you have to have moments in life where you stop, and this lockdown has absolutely taught me I need to slow down a bit. I can't go on like this forever. I'm only going to get older. No. So I 100% need to step back a little bit and slow myself down. Not that that's happened, because it hasn't happened yet, but I know.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm waiting for that to happen, because
definitely haven't done that. But it's something that I've definitely learned and taken away from lockdown, was that I had no idea how on the go I was until it stopped. And then I cleaned the house, and then I was like, I'm going mad here. Darren was like, calm down.
Hence why you were running virtual lessons and all sorts, just to keep yourself busy.
Yeah, keep yourself busy. Keep my teachers going as well, because I think it's really important that the team had that. And this, number one, the space away from home, the time to train in their own area, because you know, you can't, as much as you like training at home, it's, you know, it's hard, especially for advanced to be training at home. So it was nice for them to be in the studios and training, and yeah, it was a way for me to keep everybody working. So it was kind of like a couple of good reasons to keep them going. So, but yeah, I didn't stop.
So I learned to slow down, but I haven't stopped. So I think the one thing that I've really enjoyed is just that aspect of just realizing that we're actually all human and we all have homes. And I've discovered so much more about the people that I work with just by seeing, you know, children running around in the background and where they live, and, you know, that they've got books behind them, and, you know, there's probably jigsaw puzzles, and you know, just a little bit behind the scenes. And it's all just made us, you know, we're all still professional, but that facade is just slightly softened, I think, a little bit, which I think there's no harm in that at all, which is really important. So no, it's interesting.
I think it's made people step back and think about connection a little bit more as well. Not just having friends and having that family and time with everybody.
So actually, one of my lessons that I learned was that I needed to take a bit more time for myself, similar to you. And I know a while ago you were trying to rope me into getting some mums to have a bit of time out and come down and take part in a lesson. Is that programmed in? Is that running yet? Or
Not yet, but I'm keen. And when we're back at the Hall of Cornwall, I think a parent stance is definitely needed.
Yeah, definitely. I think just a reason to go and do, go and do the school run and just take an hour for ourselves and just, mums, dads, anyone, just come down and just have a bit of switch off time. I think would do people a lot of good. And you come back buzzing, don't you? Absolutely buzzing. Well, let's know. I'm waiting for it. You let me know and I'll be there. Promise. I've said live now. The first session I'll be there.
Hold you accountable.
No. I have actually still got my original ballet shoes and jazz shoes, so which I found the other day. I think they still fit. So okay. So we're coming up to the bit where it's over to you, Lisa. And each time I have to say, I really have to scratch my head because each person puts me on the spot. So have you got a question for me?
Sure. So SOLVE projects.
Yeah.
Two things. Where did it begin and where do you see it going?
Where did it begin and where do I see it going? So I'd say there's two stages for SALT projects. So SALT projects emerged from my self-employment, working for myself with multiple hats. And I remember when I graduated from Falmouth, when I finished, quite pluckily, I said, I pretty much just said, I felt like I just said it to everyone, give me a reason to stay and I won't leave Cornwall. I will stay here and work on my profession. And I've been so lucky that I've been able to work within my profession in some way or another within pretty much my home county and very much around Truro, which is just amazing. So I'm really lucky with that. And then the concept of SALT, the name SALT came from a walk along the beach. So I was thinking about a name for the business, and those who know me, because I originally trained as a painter, I'm a minimalist artist, so I like to work with circles and lines and dots. And I was playing around with lots of ideas, and I was drawing patterns in the sand, and I was playing around with the idea of circle and working together and pulling things together and things that are carefully calculated, because I'm really fastidious about how I work. And so it's kind of like circle and line projects. And I was just sat there when I got back from this lovely walk along Fistral Beach, which is one of my favourite places. And I was sat there at the table speaking to my partner Duncan, and there was a pot of Cornish sea salt on the table. And I looked at the lid, and there's a blue, those who know, there's a blue circle on the top. And I saw this circle, and I just put the pot in my hand, and I went, salt! Just, it just came out of nowhere. And I just love the idea that it's organic, it's clean, it's fresh. It's short and punchy. And it just, for me, if I need inspiration, all I have to do is go for a walk along the beach, smell that salt, fresh air, and I'm there. So it just works perfectly. So that's where it began. Moving forward, it was quite interesting, actually. Someone said to me today, they said, what's your capacity? And my next big plan is to establish, at the moment I represent a number of artists, but I want to represent more and help more artists with, the admin bits that they find really frustrating, and to apply for funding. And, now's a really tough time for people who are self-employed. So really to have a well-established artist agency, which is not just Southwest based, but possibly across the UK and maybe Europe, which would be absolutely amazing. And, to build my team as well. I've got Lottie working with me, who's amazing, and she does a few hours a week, but it'd be great for her to be working full time with me and us building amazing projects and events together. So watch this space. The ambitions are big, and we'll see. We'll see. So,
seeing you late at night working, that I know how hard you work. So. It's all exciting.
It is really exciting, and it's because it's easy when you're passionate about it, isn't it? It's just become second nature. And, you know, we're so lucky to do what we love, which is absolutely amazing. And actually, it's funny, the other day, because quite often I talk to my daughter and she's got this real can-do attitude, a bit like me. And she said to me the other day, she said, Mummy, one day I'm going to be mayor. And I was like, she said, well, maybe you could be mayor. I said, I haven't got time to be mayor, Leia. She said, okay, I'll be mayor, Mummy. I've got this. So you never know. Who knows? But, you know, I'm a strong believer in, you know, if you're good at it and you really enjoy it, then you'll make a crack of it. So, so talking of, I put myself really on the spot now. My final question that I listed in preparation was, would you like to teach us a move or a position?
Right. Yes. So we talked about retiro. We're going to do a parallel retiro, and you've got to do it too. Have you got space? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that's gone a bit dead. I'm going to give this a try with
know how much you'll be able to see, but I promise I will be doing it, navigating the Cocker Spaniel who's joining.
I'm going to try.
You might not see my legs, that's the only problem.
Let me move. Hang on, wait.
There's no harm in that.
Oh, I've really cracked it. It's terrible. Right, okay, so let me parallel for me. And what I'm going to try and do is you're going to try and get nice L shape with your knee and your elbows. Also, and then I want you to tuck your toe in at the side of your knee. So no resting. It's not a yoga pose. We want to get this lift it up, tuck in, put it in your tummy, and you've got to balance and hold it there for me, Charlotte. Can you do that?
Yeah, I'm there.
You can't see your legs, see? You could be cheating.
No, but I can't. I am tall. I'm not that tall, but I'm just going to I'll put you on the stool. I've really put myself on the spot for this Facebook Live. I hope you appreciate it.
Try and turn down one, because I can see it better. So if you want to feet first, so turn down toes, feet first position, let's get hands on hips. Oh yes! She's got it. You lift, bring it in. Hold it there. Get that knee up nice and high, Charlotte. Yes!
It doesn't go any higher.
Beautiful. I love that. Very good job.
The amount of times that my daughter does retiro and I go, come on, Leigh, you can do this.
She's really good at it.
I don't know how hard it is. Because one flinch and Ben says, down.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
He's
very tough.
It's good. It's good. I'm going to keep practicing that. You have to test me when I come in for my first class.
Yes, and planks. Planks too.
Save that for the next Facebook Live. I might need to get a few practices in. Well, I'm hoping that everyone really enjoyed the chat. Lisa, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Really appreciate your time, especially with how busy you are. If anyone wants to find out any more information, go to Cornwall Dance School. You're on Facebook, Instagram, all over the place. You're based in Truro. Lisa is amazing and really approachable as well, which I think is really important to say. And thank you everybody for joining us. We're going to record this, post it later on Instagram, and if you've got any questions, feel free to send them over and I can forward them on to Lisa. And we will see you soon. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye, Charlotte. Thank you so much, guys.